So we're here to talk through this Japanese sums puzzle I wrote called Common Denominations. This ended up with a theme of 4 US currency bill types. This started, though, a lot by thinking about tens and fives, and eventually added in some good uses of ones and the single two to being a less common form of a US denomination. So maybe the presence of these is tied to their usage. Anyway, the puzzle starts by recognizing these central rows, sum up to 21, which is the same as a limit of 1 to 6, and we should then think about how they break apart. 1 will sit on its own. The 6 now can't partner with 1 and 3, so 6 plus 4 is required, which will be a 2-unit sum, and at least behind 2, 3, and 5 is a 3-unit sum for all these to go. So this needs to have a singleton. In this case, we know for sure it's on the left with the 1, and then 2 or 3 cells, a gap, and then 2 or 3 cells to finish. Similarly, this has to have the singleton there, 2 or 3 cells, and with 2 or 3 cells. And we know these numbers for sure. We can now shift to the columns and think about what they mean. And this 5, 5, 5 comes a little harder, but it comes from recognizing we've got a 2-unit sum, 1 and 4, 2-unit sum, 2 and 3, and then 5 on its own. And so only one of those can be down here. So we need to have a 2-unit with a 1-unit up top. So these are known for sure. And this will be a 2-unit. So we can mark these in. That's kind of advanced Japanese sums thinking. It's probably easier over this side. 2 is on its own, so it's in one of these 3 cells, but it's not with the 10. The 10 has to start here, take these 2 cells at least, leaves just enough room for a 5. That leaves a space for a 4, 6 sum. Across these, this 6 isn't compatible with a 5 clue at the start, so this is 4 with 6. It needs a 1 to go, and it'll have to be here. And so let's just do some cleanup of things we've marked. We know this cell's marked off, so nothing else below it can be used. This 5 completes this row. That actually puts in this, which is an easier way to know this space. This 1 can't join up above to make that 5 work, so it has to come down for 1. That looks good. This cell can't be a 5, so this must be part of a 2, 3 sum coming up, which means this going across also a 2, 3 sum. 10 no longer allows a 6 near it. 6 can't go with 1 or 3 or 4 if these are used. This is a 2, 3, 5 coming across. And one thing we're going to see as we mark this grid is we can not only say this has to be a 2, 3, 5, the same thinking works here. This has to be a 2, 3, 5 because 6 can't go with 1, 3, or 4 when both of those numbers, 1 and 4, are used. That actually means we now know this is 2, 3, 5 here. This we know is 2, 3, 5 here. The 4 for sure here. This is 4, 6, 4, 6, but just as before, you saw this had to be a 4, incompatible to have a 6 in this column. So this has to be a 4, puts in this 1, puts in this 5, marks off these cells quickly. This column clue needs a 5 in it, and it's not part of this 10 sum, so it's got to stand on its own here. That marks us off. We've got 3 to go, has to sit here. That's now going to be a quick cascade of these 2s, 3s, and 5s. So this is a 2, this is a 3, this is a 2, this now must be a 5. Means this must be a 3. We'll just shade these to help ourselves. This 2-digit sum of 5 can't be a 5, so we can cancel these, and that now leaves just a 2 in the cell, just a 3 here. That puts in this 5, puts in this 2, puts in this 5. This now is going to take 2, 3 to finish itself out, and the sum 5, 2 needs this 3, so that gives us this 2, gives us this 3. So these are all finished sums coming up and across. This needs to be a 4, this needs to be a 5, that finishes the 10. This will need to be a 6 to work, which puts in this 4, which puts in this 1. And with all these clues fulfilled, except for a last digit 2, we're at the end of the puzzle. So we ended on the least common denomination here, but hopefully you got a sense of how to split apart these sums. Once you got 4s with 6s and 2s, 3s, and 5s tending to go together, we have this big swath through the center of those 2, 3, 5s playing out across all the clues, ultimately ending at this single 2. So hopefully you enjoyed watching this video and enjoyed the puzzle. Thanks, we'll see you again soon.